Crypto is about to 10x, and in the next 48 months or 4 years, will Bitcoin become the #1 asset in the world? And what does that mean? In today's video, I am going to be spending an exceptional amount of detail out here for you so that you can see exactly where we're at in this cycle, because crypto is about to 10x. So let's delve right in, my friends. Welcome back to the Crypto Bliss Show, where you come every single day to master crypto and unlock freedom. Well, thank you. I truly appreciate you being here. If you are not part of my community yet, go ahead and hit that subscription bell, notification bell, and leave your name down in the comments below so I know if you are a new subscriber or an existing subscriber. Well, let's delve right into today. Firstly, of course, with Bitcoin. The Bitcoin chart right now expresses to us we got a down, a pump up, a down, a pump up. Right now, we're being absolutely squeezed out of the Bollinger Bands. We bounced off of this Bollinger Band. We made a breakout of this level. We continued up. We've gone past the median of the Bollinger Band. We're somewhat coming up to the top of the Bollinger Band. But right now, we're under a little bit of resistance here at the 108-ish kind of level, 107 kind of level, right? So use my Bybit link down below. Get yourself up to $30,000 deposit bonus. You can see I'm still in my Bitcoin trade and I ain't going anywhere, my friends. And soon, and I'm going to point out to you very shortly, when I will do my next Ethereum trade. What will be my trigger for that trade? Well, if you want to know, make sure you're subscribed to the Crypto Bliss community. But before we do anything else, I need to point out to you very, very, very crucially here right now. This candle marking where it is, creating a body, higher high, okay? Sorry, higher low. A wick down here that unfortunately broke the low, and expanding and opening of the moving averages, the crossover of the stochastic RSI, a momentum shift back into potentially buy territory, a breakout of the downsloping trend line and angle here. We are currently on the 3-day looking exceptionally bullish. Usually when there is a candle like this with a long wick to the bottom, a massive buy up, and the body turns green and engulfs the previous candle, that is exceptionally bullish, okay? And my friends, I wish I could show you another time that we see that, but it varies all the time, okay? But that is one of the most bullish candles you could ever imagine in all of trading, in all markets. Doesn't matter what the asset is. If you see a candle like that, it is huge, especially with the stochastic crossing over like this. Our next move is going to be absolutely parabolic. I believe we're going to have a very fast rally up here to maybe 135, maybe 130, 135, and then beyond. Okay, a little pause here, and then the next move up. What will be the catalyst? Make sure you stay tuned, and I will let you know. Ethereum is currently doing the same thing. So for me, if Ethereum pulls back down to 2,370, that will be your buying opportunity. Is it going to do that? I'm not so sure. The stochastic, so we've got a doji here above the moving average. We're just under the 200, but the next candle is going to take us right above, closest above. If it does that, and the stochastic crosses over, the MACD crosses over, hey, my friends, we are very, very, very bullish. Okay. The same thing is busy happening on the total crypto market cap. The same candle, and isn't it ironically just above the EMA ribbon? Also higher lows, also the same thing as Bitcoin. This is huge. This seems to be a little bit of a fake out scenario because we're in the same position here, right? Now have a look at Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance continues to ride up the EMA. Bitcoin dominance ain't stopping. Bitcoin dominance is continuing to get mainstream adoption. Bitcoin is getting mainstream adoption. nation states around the world, institutions, banks, all kinds of things. Why would Bitcoin dominance not rally? And therefore, I would say to you that right now, even though Bitcoin dominance continues up, altcoins will follow, kind of hover around with it. But the moment Bitcoin dominance does start to turn around, wow, we are going to see a hungry lion come out of a cage. And the altcoin season will absolutely rip it. Is that going to happen now? I don't think so. I think it's going to happen. It will happen within the next 6 months. And so, no, I'm not selling my crypto. I'm not doing anything with my crypto. I'm just continuously adding to my bags. I'm stacking Satoshis and I'm buying these other cryptos because right now we're at the bottom of the crypto market. And if we look here, okay, the total crypto market cap tells us we're just at the breakout point. We've just confirmed the retest. Look at this. We broke out. We pulled back right under. We broke right back through. We couldn't hold support here, so we broke down. Hit the last support, which is a lot more here. We now finding support here on the break back out. My friends, this is huge, hugely bullish. Okay, if you are not watching this, you are going to be left holding nothing. Okay, so now let's delve right into the real content of today's video. Starting with, there could be a recession that just got triggered. Okay, every time this happens since 1960, a recession followed. So the Lay's negative 6-month growth rate and contraction in the diffusion index over the last 6 months triggered the recession signal in May. There, boom, recession signal, warning signal, okay? We had recession signal, it dipped under. We've retested, we broke out, we failed, we're back under. Who knows what it's going to do? We actually don't know. But what I'm about to share with you is all the catalyst for why crypto is about to 10x and why this is all just noise right now.
Hey, Jack, if Trump's official policy is America first and telling China, get their money out of the country, and everyone goes, well, isn't the stock market then going to have to go down? And I say, yes, absolutely. They say, but Jack, it keeps going up. Ha. Going up in what? Brooklyn Daily Eagle, October 24th, 1929. The Great Depression. The DGIA hits its lowest point on July 8th, 1932, 89% below its September 29th peak, defining the most significant bear market in Wall Street's history. The market would not return to its 1929 high until 1954. The Great Depression. So the stock market down 89%. And people say, but Jack, the stock market has not been down that much in recent memory. In 1929, the dollar was backed by gold. So the stock market was down 89% in gold terms. That's why it was a real depression. You see? Let me show you. From 2000 to 2011, the stock market was down 89% in gold terms. So if you measured the stock market in gold, you already lived through a Great Depression, hotshot. You just didn't see it. We had a Great Depression in plain sight. How? Manipulation of the money. What I'm saying is, yes, the stock market is going to get obliterated. Obliterated in what? Not in dollars. Stop looking at things in dollars. You're going to miss these things in broad daylight. The whole world has already lived through stock market crashes, just not in dollar terms. People say, oh man, my stock portfolio's up again this year. Weird. Why can't I afford rent? That's weird. Why am I getting less groceries? That's weird. Filling up my tank is really expensive, but my stock market went up. Depends what you're measuring in. You understand? The S&P 500 against Bitcoin over the last 5 years, down 81%. What about food? Food's down 85% against Bitcoin in the last 5 years. We lived through a depression and a performance that was greater than the Great Depression, but no one batted an eye because they used the wrong measuring stick.
So I know Jack Mallers, what he pointed out there was absolutely relevant, and I'm sure you can see the truth behind what actually is busy happening, what has happened, and where we possibly are going. So, are you hanging on to dollars, or are you hanging on to Bitcoin or Satoshis? Let me know down in the comments below. But right now, Mr. Jerome Powell, oh, man, the snakes in the grass all over the world are being caught, and that is just the simple behind all of it. That is an astrology reading for you right there. Mr. Jerome Powell and his rubbish.
If you just look at the basic data and don't look at the forecast, you would say that we would have continued cutting. The difference, of course, is at this time, all forecasters are expecting pretty soon that some significant inflation will show up from tariffs. Now, and we can't just ignore that, but we're just saying, let's wait and see more. That's all we're doing. And if you will have noticed, a substantial majority of the committee has written down rate cuts in the remaining 4 years, four meetings this year. So it's just a question of being prudent and careful. But at a time when the labor market is still strong, we don't see weakness in the labor market. If we did, that would change things. We're going to continue to adapt as the data adapt. But that is the difference between then and now. Then inflation was forecasted to continue to come down. Here it's forecasted to go up by all forecasters. So, and again, we're not overreacting to that. We're just saying, hey, as long as the economy's strong, we can take a little bit of a pause here. And that's what we're doing. And again, continue to adapt as the data comes in. If we see data that suggests that inflation's not going to produce big increases, that would matter. And if we saw the labor market weakening, that would matter too. But we don't see those things.
I think you can see clearly right through the bullshit. There's just stalling busy happening here. And I do believe the curtains will be unveiling the truth very, very soon. Could the federal interest rate cuts be coming soon? I'm going to give you 2 reasons why crypto will absolutely 10x very soon. My friends, the real truth behind this is number 1, the amount of liquidity that is about to be printed. The tariff position is about to increase inflation, according to Jerome Powell. Maybe he's bullshitting, maybe he's not. And then lastly, you have the federal interest rate cuts. With all 3 of those factors taking place, why would Bitcoin and crypto not 10x very soon? Well, let's continue. We literally are seeing the Bitcoin treasuries that are outperforming the entire market. The S&P 500 did 9%, Microsoft did 7%, QQQ did 9%, Nvidia did 10%, Amazon 13%, etc. Gold did 42%. MicroStrategy's done 152%. Okay. Bitcoin has done 54%, which is more than gold. My friends, do you realize what it is that I'm showing you? Because your daily coffee is a stealth tax on your future. $3.45 a day equals 3,259 sats. And if Bitcoin market cap is to hit 100 million in the near future, $100 million, okay, priced in dollars, forget dollars, we don't even care, but if it's priced in dollars, okay, that would be $3,259 every single day that you're spending on a cup of coffee. Well, of course, that's not today, it's your future value. So in a month, that would be 97,770 Satoshis per month you could be stacking. Brew at home and buy Bitcoin. When I read this and I saw this, it hit me harder than ever before. It's making me not want to do any more spending on coffee outside of brewing at home, because you can make hundreds of cups of coffee at home for far greater, far less price, right? And here, the market is assigning an 88% probability to a Fed rate cut by the September 17 meeting. So we still have 3 meetings left. One sometime in July, one sometime in September, and I think the last one is at the end of November. So we have 3 possible rate cuts. But from what you heard Jerome Powell just say, there could be an expectation to still cut rates maybe 3 times this year. So could they be cutting rates, all of them? I'm not sure. I don't know. Okay, I'm not the Fed, so we'll have to wait and see. But either way, I'm patient enough to continue to stack my sats, to continue to stack my crypto bags, and wait for this moment, which will unleash the beast. Well, here's another reason, because Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac have been ordered to count cryptocurrency as a mortgage asset. Wow, that is huge. Let me know what you think about that one down in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts.
The world's biggest publicly traded corporate owner of Bitcoin, with more than $5 billion worth on its balance sheet. Michael Saylor is the chairman and CEO and joins us live. Michael, great to see you and great to have you on the show today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So there's this ongoing debate about whether Bitcoin is a safe haven or an inflation hedge, or whether it's just a speculative asset. Answer the question, which one is it? Put this debate to rest.
Bitcoin's perfected gold. It's digital gold, and it's also perfected property, digital property. And people that are trading it right now without having studied it for 100 hours, they trade it as a risk asset. So they just trade it like any kind of tech asset. But those that have spent the time to understand it, they understand it to be the ultimate risk-off asset.
But you see Bitcoin as a digital property, not as a currency, right?
Yeah, it's best thought of as a property. The IRS designated it property. So what you want to do is buy $1 million or 10 or 100 or $1 billion worth of it and hold it for a decade, just like you would buy $1 billion building. It's better than $1 billion of gold, because gold's being diluted by gold mining and it's centralized, and you can't generate rent on gold. It's better than a building. Building is better than gold because you can generate rent, but with Bitcoin, you can in essence generate rent by renting it out to anybody on Earth, because you can move it at the speed of light, and it's digital as opposed to physical property.
You know, there's been a lot of talk, Michael, about whether Russia can use Bitcoin, to get around sanctions that are in place. Is this something that you're watching?
You know, I think a lot of people have looked at it and concluded, no, Russia's not using it. I mean, I think in 30 years, nation states will probably get to the scale and get comfortable using crypto technology. But right now, Bitcoin's being used by working class people to protect their savings from rampant inflation. And it's being used by people that no longer have access to the banking system, and they're not being served by credit cards and by local financial organizations. So it's interesting to hundreds of millions of working class people. It's maybe the difference between life and death for them. It's not really a solution to a massive nation state.
Bitcoin is hovering around the $40,000 range, and you actually think that regulation will wind up speeding the adoption of Bitcoin. Will that also be a catalyst to move it higher? And if it does, what level are you looking at?
Yeah, I mean, I think that Bitcoin is crypto property, and a lot of the world is trying to figure out the difference between a cryptocurrency and a crypto security and a crypto platform and a crypto property. As the regulators lay out those bright lines, then you're going to see massive amounts of institutional capital come into the crypto property space. And investors that have billions and tens of billions of dollars to invest aren't going to fear that maybe they're investing in a crypto security, which is going to be a regulatory challenge for them. So I expect that regulatory clarity will come in the next couple of years. And bit by bit, as we get more regulatory clarity, it's going to be a green light for large institutional investors to take progressively larger positions in Bitcoin.
What's the next best digital asset on the way?
I really think that the world wants two things. They want crypto dollars, like US dollar stable coins, and there's a demand for $10 trillion worth of that. Everywhere in the world, people know that they want dollars on their mobile phone because they can't trust the banks, they can't trust their local government, they don't want their local currency. And the second thing they want Bitcoin, which is a crypto property. The dollar is your checking account and your medium of exchange, and Bitcoin is your savings account and it's your store of value.
So not only is Bitcoin there to come the limitations of gold and all other assets in the world, well, he also believes that there is an absolute incredible revolution in the global capital markets and traditional finance.
I'm advising everybody in the world that Bitcoin is digital capital. There's a revolution in the global capital markets, and traditional finance operates, 19% of the time for 10% of the world. That makes it a 2% solution. Bitcoin's a 100% solution.
Michael,
it's not partisan.
Michael, sorry
it's just
to
a
cut
good
you off.
idea.
The interviewee went a little wild at the end there, but Mr. S always seems to overcome and gently hand those kinds of people off. Now, the Robin Hood CEO believes that crypto will replace traditional finance.
I do think that crypto itself, there's two ways to look at it. One is a tradable asset like options, futures, and equities. The other is as a fundamental underlying technology.
Right.
And in the second lens, it's the next stage in evolution. We've gone from, paper and pencil, filing cabinet-based financial services to mainframe to on-premise, and then more recently cloud. Now, crypto is the next stage in that, where a lot of the business logic that we've required businesses to actually build is now shared infrastructure. So exchanges, lending pools, payment processors, all these things are replaced by software. So I think in the future, crypto technology will power trading and all sorts of financial services, including trading in stocks and other TradFi assets. So the two will fully merge. And
that's why, if you have not yet invested in cryptocurrency, my beautiful friend, well, you need to make sure that you are hitting my Bybit link down below, which will give you up to $30,000 deposit bonus, depending on what you spend, how much you load into your account. You're going to get some juicy bonuses. You're going to trade with ease. And if you don't know how to trade, I have some trading videos on my page. Go and check them out. But really, it is so easy. Let's go make money together. This bull cycle is about to go wild. It's going to be like helicopter money popping out of everywhere. You're going to want to be part of this train. Of course, this video is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not telling you what to do with your money. Of course, that is your choice. Okay? Just be smart about your decisions. Now, Mr. Pump, Anthony Pompliano, that is, ProCap BTC LLC buys 3,724 Bitcoin within 1 day after announcing $1 billion merger and over $750 million fundraise. Amazing, amazing, amazing news. Not only that, but Anthony Pompliano's ProCap now holds more Bitcoin than GameStop. It holds about 4,932 Bitcoin. Coming up very soon, maybe ProCap might own more than Coinbase Global. Who knows? But the game is getting incredible. Look at all of these Bitcoin holdings, top public treasury companies. Look at all of these holdings, my friend. Massive.
That banks get to decide who their customers are. That's not our decision. And so banks are free to provide banking services to the crypto industry, to crypto companies. And banks are also free to conduct crypto activities as long as they do so in a way that is, protective of safety and soundness. That banks get to decide who their customers are. That's not our decision. And so banks are free to provide banking services to the crypto industry, to crypto companies. And banks are also free to conduct crypto activities as long as they do so in a way that is, protective of safety and soundness.
White House official has just confirmed Bitcoin and crypto market structure bill will be done by September. Trillions and trillions of dollars are coming in. And that's exactly why China legalizes ownership of Bitcoin and crypto, which is absolutely and extremely bullish right now. Okay, let's see where we're going from here. the two biggest nation states, let alone all the others that are busy buying Bitcoin. Altcoin season is compressed at a record high right now in a symmetrical upward ascending triangle. Expansion will be like anything. So this was a compression right here. Boom! Look at that expansion. We're in massive compression right here, right now. Even more so than there. Where will we be going next? Because if we go from somewhere around here, okay, we literally could be, we could go up forever. Look at this move here. It was a crazy move. Could we be seeing something like that happen? I don't know. Let me know down in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Because last of all, Michael Saylor says that Bitcoin will become the largest asset in the world in the next 48 months. Now, a reminder that gold is the largest currently at $23 trillion. Okay, so it's an easy 10x from where we are today just on Bitcoin, taking Bitcoin to like $1,050,000. Okay, that's crazy, ludicrous, bombastically amazing. And if you enjoyed that, make sure you're subscribed to the Crypto Bliss channel and community. I truly appreciate you and thank you for being here. And ensure that you master crypto and unlock your freedom right here with me, Crypto Bliss community. Subscribe to my channel, leave a comment on your thoughts as to where we're going and if you believe crypto can 10x this cycle. Thanks for being here. See you on the next one.